David Wozniak. In 1994, you donated to a fertility clinic anonymously. Apparently, there was a mix-up at the clinic.
What?
You were the biological father of 533 children.
What? This could be the most beautiful thing that ever happened to me. These kids need someone to look out for them. Yeah! They need a guardian angel.
Hey, sexy!
What are you doing? You never see a girl before? When you're looking out for these kids, will you be wearing some kind of cape? I didn't say superhero. I said guardian angel. You do not want to reveal yourself.
You don't want to be known as the guy with 500 kids.
For the first time in my life, I'm doing the right thing.
Holy shit, how come somebody didn't tell me masturbating could be a job?
Yeah, you've been doing it for free all these years.
All these years, been giving away the good stuff for nothing, man.
Throwing it all away in that wastebasket. All that money down the toilet.
I want to go dig out my wastebasket right now. Get
6
those
and 7
tissues.
times a day.
Yeah, rain that stuff out in the cup. Take it to the nearest donor office, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is not... Before we start this review, I got to let everybody know that this is a remake of a French film, right?
Yeah,
That
matter of fact,
we reviewed not
it's-
too long ago.
Yeah,
That's
earlier
right.
this year. And as a matter of fact, it's such a close remake. We've been here a while. Why don't you just dig out our old remake for Starbuck, our review for Starbuck, and just post Delivery Man over it and post it up and let us go home.
If this were me and Leon, I would have told the audience, just go refer to that Starbuck review. It's the same exact fucking review, same exact movie,
Yeah.
just with different actors.
I was going to say, this is fresh for me. I have not seen the original.
right.
You didn't see it?
No.
He was gone when we saw it.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
lied and told you I did. I can't remember which one. But I know that when you guys did the review, I didn't even sit in on it with you.
No,
okay.
you were not. You
Oh,
were
that's
you were
right,
out of
that's right.
town.
Okay.
Okay, I was really out of town.
Yeah, you were in another country. Actually,
I was in another country. I wasn't even bothered with you sons of
Yeah,
bitches
you were
here.
masturbating over there.
For free. But this movie has one thing going for it that I really like.
What's that?
Is that Vince Vaughn has finally slowed his ass down just a little bit.
A little bit.
He ain't Vince Vaughn who's going through the whole minute. I get tired of that kind of Vince Vaughn.
Well, you eat like Vince Vaughn these days. You're gonna eventually slow down. Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, that's a lot of Vince Vaughn to carry around, right? But I did like the movie though. It's about a guy, Vince Vaughn, who's pretty much a man child, a screw up, and early on in the '90s, in his early 20s, he did a whole lot of jerking off.
Oh, yeah.
And
A
was-
lot of sperm donoring.
a lot of sperm donoring, yeah, and I think that something happened to where, well, he went. Now, how does this work? Because here's the deal. In the movie, out of all that sperm that he donated, he now has all these kids now in their 20s, their early 20s, who want to know who their mysterious father is.
Yeah, who's their biological father?
Their biological
we know
father.
who raised this,
Right.
But where did the sperm come from? That
Exactly.
made us who we are.
What's the juice that made us?
What's the origin of our DNA?
That all goes to that juice really getting loose at that clinic there, where they were just like, it's not normal practice to do this, but this guy sure does masturbate like a motherfucker. There's a lot of sperm here. I don't know if we should throw this away. Why don't we just dispense it and just give it to people who need it?
Well, what was the deal? Was no one keeping record?
No one was. Well,
Was it an act? Was
They
it
didn't
did
have
someone
the records.
overlook?
That's the thing. I was like, I didn't quite catch it because I know there was a real story of a town where the doctor himself donated all the sperm and just gave it to women, like the whole town full of his own kids, and he got sued. And I didn't catch whether this was just like women just kept requesting, like he had the perfect numbers, the perfect stats, so they're like, oh, I want a guy like this.
No, I don't think that's because I remember when we were doing the original. I think the actual story was it was just a clinic who was just giving out this guy's sperm constantly when they're not supposed to.
Right.
And I mean, because even after the fact, I think they were going to try to sue the clinic.
Yeah.
For when this story broke out, he was like, well, it's not my fault, because everyone was looking at him as this monster.
Well, yeah. How dare you
they're like,
donate this much and get all these have all these kids you can't afford?
Yeah, when he wasn't the one who was doing it, it was the clinic.
Yeah, okay, so there was some sort of mishap at the clinic. At the clinic, somebody overlooked something. His records got mixed up. Whatever.
They just kept giving out his sperm.
Yeah, either way it goes, this man has a lot of fucking kids,
and this is a guy who can't even take care of one.
No.
Yeah, he can't even he can't take care of himself.
Exactly.
Much less another kid. And the funny thing about it is that apparently, I think they said this guy had 500 children.
Yeah.
All of them never left New York. They all all stayed right there. It's got to the point where they have picnics and it's like a family reunion. But the movies. I would say that it's cute enough to where it really did charm me at the end. I hated it at the beginning because I just thought it's that exaggeration in comedy that I don't like.
Right.
But once the kids start coming in and you saw how all the children were getting along and how they were changing him and making him want to actually improve his life, that kind of thing.
You know,
was
that's
to me.
the thing about this movie, because when we saw the original, the French-Canadian movie, I liked it. I wasn't in love with it because I was like, well, it's kind of implausible, but there's something about that disconnect when something is foreign. You're like, you kind of let it go. It's like, well, maybe it's regional and it's charming or whatever. But it does reach that point, and this movie at the same time, where you start to get to know these kids, and you kind of just like it melts your stone heart. You don't want to fall for it. You're like, this is schmaltzy. I ain't gonna go with it.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that Richard Pryor movie where he gets that school bus and with all those fucked up kids.
Oh yeah, Bustin'
He
Loose.
starts
Bustin' Loose,
and
yeah.
He gets to know them all. I was like, I missed that because that's the thing. A lot of these movies these days, they miss the point of not only just getting to know the character but the kids as well. And in this movie, I don't think the kids were as fleshed out as the original one was. That was my only real kind of complaint about it. It seemed like you got to know them a lot more, and it didn't seem so Hollywoodish like this film. But that is the most charming part about this entire story. Is this guy? He's changing because he's getting to know these kids.
Well, what's fun about it is like he's trying to keep his identity a secret because it's like nobody knows who he is. And he don't want to step up because, who wants to be responsible for all these kids?
Right. Of course.
And the media is demonized like what a dirty bastard he must have been, a pervert.
You nasty motherfucker.
What do you think about all this Starbucks business?
It's horrible.
What's horrible?
It's horrible. You don't think it's absolutely horrible?
I don't know.
What was he thinking?
Well, he obviously wasn't thinking that they would use his sperm so much. And he obviously wasn't thinking that they would choose his profile so often.
May I help you?
Yeah. Do you have a stroller for 533 children?
No.
No. He doesn't. Because it's not normal to have 533 children. It's not normal.
But what's fun is like he accidentally winds up to where all these kids have like been talking to each other online. They start meeting. They have a club. They have these picnics. Right. And one of the kids finds out, one of his sons, and it's like just the nerdiest, weirdest club kid. You're like, damn it!
It's like
all
Robert
these
Smith
others
found him
I
or
can be
something.
proud of.
That's
you, Egbert, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that little weird kid. That's another thing about the film that actually makes it enjoyable is that it's 500 kids. It's almost like a Smurf village. You can't concentrate on every fucking Smurf in the village, but the ones that have the best personalities, it's fun to see how his different kids have come up because he doesn't know them, and it's a lot. So this kid is a musician. This kid is hot, and good thing he didn't see it when he didn't know it was his daughter. And this kid is weird. This kid is talented.
This one's a drug addict.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
And the sad thing that happens too is when you realize that one of the kids is disabled. Where that in the original movie, that part of that movie really got to me. And in this one, I was like, wow, I'm glad they captured the same effect that the original did over me with the scenes that they do in the new one. Which I thought were shot just as well.
And that's the kind of thing where it's hard to pull that off to where you've already seen the movie. You've seen the surprises. Is it going to work again? How could it possibly? It's like, you know what? They do a decent job with it.
But one of the things I think we're missing here is like not only does he have to deal with this whole secrecy thing, but the fact that he is actually in a relationship with a police woman who is about to have a child herself. And she's questioning, is this guy capable of being father to my kid?
Yeah, that's Colby Smulders, who is in How I Met Your Mother and, of course, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm glad you brought her up because Vince Vaughn, this is the best that I've liked him in a long time. He starts out the movie being typical Vince Vaughn, but then you start to like him better. Colby Smulders, man. God damn it! Can I call her by her last name? Colby Smuckers. She's the most delicious jelly. No, Colby Smulders. She's not really given a chance to show any kind of comedic talent of her own. I mean, for a woman who's kind of rising up, becoming more of a household name, they could have cast this to any woman out there.
And the thing is, you would think, well, I guess that part was just not written that well. But to be honest, in the original movie, that role, the actress who played that role really did make it into something.
Oh, really? She was great.
She was a character. Matter of fact, honestly, like I talk about how this is beat for beat, and mostly it is. But if there's anything that is missing, is that the character that Vince Vaughn plays in the original movie, the original Starbuck, he's actually more of a loser. He's
really more than he is in this one.
Like in this, Vince Vaughn is a man child, but it's like, dude, look, you're healthy. All you got to do is just put your head on straight, and you can come together. You got a kid coming. You stop playing video games. You can get your act together.
Yeah.
But this guy Starbuck, you see him early on, you like, wow, you were too old to be acting like this, and he's more pathetic. Well, I was like,
wow,
he can't pull it together.
Well, you see him at the beginning of the movie in the original. You have these guys who are constantly at his house, like nearly killing him because they need the money that they loaned him, and they're going to get it some way or another. And the actor in the original was Patrick Ward. That guy he looked like the character he was supposed to be.
In the original movie?
Yeah, just kind of slumming it.
Yeah,
I mean, he had that look. He had those mannerisms. And it's kind of hard when you think of Vince Vaughn, you're like, okay, he seems like a shoo-in for this type of role. But yet he was still kind of missing the charm that the original guy had. I mean, watching this, though, it felt like Vince Vaughn did see the original. Because there were some scenes where it looked like he was pretty much doing the scene shot for shot and even acting so from the original movie.
It came across like he saw the original movie and fell in love with it. Said, I got to do this.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I mean, he does have the charm. Like when the movie flips in the middle, Vince Vaughn is charming. He puts it on. He's not going crazy like you talk about, like a used car salesman.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I would say just the setup for him, I was like, this guy's not as bad off as the original guy was.
What I've always liked about Vince Vaughn is that when Vince Vaughn is around kids or younger people, he looked like the kind of guy that he'd make a good father, or he's that guy that brings you into Christianity. Like you're the guy that you're undecided, you're doing bad shit in junior high, and he comes up and he's like, hey, sport, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, you want to hang out, man? Yeah, let's go get some ice cream or something, man. Yeah, this ice cream is really good. You know who else is good? Jesus, man. My man JC. You know JC, you're like, like, well, shit, if Jesus
you'd be like,
cool.
oh man, Jesus corny. Yeah. You think that's corny? You think turning water into wine is corny? You ever done that? You have a party? What do you want there? Jesus? He's the best guy at the party.
Hey, how many times have you walked on water?
Yeah, Jesus was the original party man. Come on, man. And he would sit up there and tell you, like, hey, I know him personally. You want to hook up with JC? You're like, you do? I believe him. But that's the way he is in this movie, man. He's good with these young people, and that's, I think, when I see him doing that, like in the Internship. I hate that movie, but when I see him interacting with some of the younger people in there, it's like, now that's what he's really good at doing.
Yeah, he just wasn't on as much cocaine.
Can't be around kids, get you in a lot of trouble, man. But there are two other people that I like in the movie that really made it for me. One is in Vince Vaughn's name in the movie is David. And David's father. I'm not going to even try to say. He's a Russian guy. Mikolaj Wozniak. Oh, okay, that's not so hard.
There you go.
That's easy.
Mikolaj Wozniak. Yeah, that guy.
He make Mother Russia proud.
Yes, I had vodka today. but that guy, besides the kids, he's the one that actually has some very emotional moments in the movie. And I like that we caught Chris Pratt right before he got starting to be manly and a leading guy.
Yeah.
I'm getting that good old fashioned fat funny Chris Pratt.
He was one of the characters that actually surprised me because
I hated him at the beginning.
Yeah, because I was like, that's a character they can easily give to anybody. You don't have that much screen time. But then again, it's Chris Pratt, and you could tell like they wrote some of the better stuff for him.
And the reason why I didn't like him at first is because besides, they have a scene with him, and I hate looking at characters in a movie where their kids run over them. Oh, yeah. There's a part early on where Chris Pratt is talking to Vince Vaughn, and his little girl's just slapping him in the face and like, don't do that. Don't do that. Please. And she keeps doing it. I'm like, tell her, bitch, don't do that.
You're looking to really discipline this kid.
Yeah, discipline, man. Discipline your kid. But later on in the movie, you find out that his wife is, you find out things about his life where he says, okay, this guy's just having a hard time, and he's a bad lawyer, and he's just doing stupid things. but I didn't like him at first also because the type of character he was, not because of him. It's just that he was that guy like, okay, here comes the funny, wise, cracking friend that we see all the time. But yeah, he had some really bright moments in the movie.
Oh, yeah, he
I
did.
think like I said, the biggest thing about the movie that I can just say that's wrong with it is that it's just, for me, somehow, I don't even know why, it just felt very forgettable. I liked it, found it charming, but I think, and it's funny because I want to give it a better rating than what I'm making it come across as. Because I'd say I would be just fine watching this on TV, but I don't know, man. I enjoyed it enough to give it a matinee. And it's that kind of thing where you say, all right, I wouldn't have run out to see this, but while I'm here, I'm good. I'm fine.
I thought the same thing. Where it's kind of like from the first half of it, it's like, yeah, this is forgettable and maybe it's something you see on TV. But by the end, I was like, you know what? It really is a feel-good movie. For all the negative you might come into it with or have at first, it's like, when it's all said and done, you're kind of happy you saw it. It made you feel good. You say like, oh, it's one of those movies you could take your parents to. But you can't. You know what? If you stumble into it by yourself, say you try to go see Thor, The Hunger Games, they were sold out, and you're like, well, I guess I'll watch Delivery Man. You wouldn't be sorry.
No, not at all.
I give it a matinee.
All right.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I didn't hate it, but it does fall in that category of unnecessary remakes. I mean, the fact that the original just came out, I don't know how wide distribution it had, at least on the DVD market or VOD, but if you weren't able to catch it and you caught this, I think you'd like it. Just that first one though really did hit its marks. The characters in there really seemed like they were actual characters. It didn't have that kind of Hollywoody kind of taste to it like this one did. But I mean, it's still enjoyable. But the fact that I saw the original, it just felt like okay, it didn't need to do that.
You see, well, I totally understand what you're saying because it does feel like something that Hollywood can. I don't even mean any insult by this. Hollywood could just wipe his ass with it and just put it out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it just seems like it's very easy for Hollywood to make this kind of film. It is nothing. It's a write-off.
Because the thing is, it's the same exact film. There's nothing different about it.
But I have not seen the original.
Well, here's a big thing that it has the other one doesn't. English.
Yeah.
You think I want to read?
You look at how many dummies are going to want to go to an art house theater and read it.
I always forget.
Hey, brother, I'm sitting in the room. All right. Were you at the same screening that we were in?
Yeah.
Okay, because
I think so.
It was just weird because at the beginning of the movie, this kind of had an influence over me too. It seemed like they were trying to desperately make their money back on this Hollywood, that is, because they actually did a live feed.
That's right.
I'm just telling the people, they did a live feed of Vince Vaughn and Chris Pratt talking to the audience, and they looked like they kidnapped them from their house and put them in front of the camera. Did you notice how they looked? They were reading.
They were all dressed up, and they got them there, and like they said, like, all right, guys, what's script we're supposed to read?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're Vince Vaughn. Just
do a good Vince Vaughn.
It seemed more like Chris Pratt than anyone, because Vince Vaughn, you could tell, okay, I've done this 100 times. Here's my other movie, and Chris Pratt was very serious. Like, the motherfucker just made The Godfather or something, and he's like, yes, I think I know. And it was hilarious when he was being all serious. When Vince Vaughn looked over at him, it was just kind of laughing, like, wow, this is your first time doing this shit, huh?
Well, that's what it seemed like. Vince, they were two different people. Vince Vaughn, they just woke him up because he sat down, and you're right, looked like this is routine for me. Like, the movie's good. I'm proud of it. Yeah, just watch the shit, all right? Yeah. But Chris Pratt was looking like he was confused. Like, yes, and this is a really good film. And
it's a really important
film.
And
I want to just let everybody know that I am very proud of it. You know what I mean? Thank you. The fuck does it do this guy? I'm not going to do that live, but you can't make me. Take that bag off his head.
Who needs the original when you have us?
I officially set out to try and have a life.
Nice!
It may be strange and a bit oversized, but it's my life.
You don't have the skills to be a father.
Daddy!
Okay, stop that. I need order. And this is order?